What do you say, Chloe? I'm sure that you've heard about what happened in Boston at the Boston Marathon. There really aren't words. There aren't. They just don't exist. What do you say when all that you see so far in 2013 is just death and sadness and destruction like this? How do you look at the world and say this is an okay place to be? It's hard. It's so hard. It's so hard that I've been sitting here for however long just trying to think of a way to say it. If I want to show my support for the people who are affected by this tragedy, how? How do I do it? Do I sign a petition? Do I repost a picture on Facebook? How do you do it? Do I tweet about it? Boy, it's easy to feel hopeless when stuff like this happens. It's easy to feel hopeless about the world and think that nothing is going to go right ever again and that nothing's going to be okay. And this raises some important questions about how do you deal with the grief of other people, you know? I wasn't directly affected by this tragedy, so what's the appropriate response? There's a scene in the play that I'm in right now, Dog Sees God, that shows different people's ability to cope with loss with somebody that they aren't really close to. Some people overreact, some people are acting, some people obviously don't care, and some people are just numb. Chloe, I used to get overly sad about every little thing that happened in the world. I would get broken up and upset about tragedies that happened so far away. I was alive for 9/11 and I consciously remember it, but I wasn't able to understand the big picture and things like death and loss and things like that. It was just something I wasn't used to and something I wasn't prepared for, so I just didn't really deal with it. I felt no sadness during 9/11. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I was young. But in the past few months and years, with things like tornadoes and tsunamis and Sandy Hook and now this, I've worried whether I'm losing my humanity. Should I feel extreme loss and sadness over each tragedy that affects the world? Is that the appropriate response? In my very limited experience with death, it has not been apparent to me whether it's effective for somebody to say, I'm sorry for your loss. I don't know whether that's the appropriate response. I keep using that phrase, but it seems to be kind of the phrase of this video. I think it's important to remember that while not all of us are dealing directly with this tragedy, it is our human duty to feel empathetic towards it. And the people who are dealing with this right now up in Boston, whether that means crying buckets or whether that just means reposting a picture on Facebook and then going out among and just doing life. That's each individual person's decision. I think it's important for us to remember that even out of tragedy, life goes on, to use that phrase, kind of crabby. It's sad that so much good can come out of bad. When brother Sean Casey died out at Westchester, I felt extreme sadness, not because I knew him personally, because I didn't have much experience with death and loss. And now that I have a little bit more experience, I'd like to say I'm wiser. And it's interesting that good can come out of bad, because what happened was that I think our brotherhood grew close. This happened after 9/11. The nation grew closer as a unit, and I'm sure the city of Boston will grow closer as this tragedy pans out. And I think it especially shows that if there's one thing that we humans know how to do, it's how to bounce back after a defeat like this. And I think we have and will continue to emerge as a human race out of things like tragedy and loss. That's hopeful, I think. Chloe, we'll all remember this tragedy, and I'll see you on Thursday.